Hi everyone, it's Annie from Polar Explorers, and I'm on day 5 of my top 5 Arctic exploration book reviews. So far we've talked about the Arctic Grail, Two Against the Ice, The Oddest Place on Earth, and Weird and Tragic Shores. And for the last book, I really struggled trying to figure out what to talk about. There are so many good books left. And if you, like me, love reading about Arctic exploration, you might be thinking, I can't believe she hasn't talked about this one book yet, or I can't believe she hasn't mentioned that expedition yet. And I completely get it. There's just too much good stuff out there to cover in 5 book reviews. In any case, I thought really hard about talking about Elijah Kent Kane, his expedition, which really rivals Charles Hall's, which we covered last night, for just way out there. You have to read this book. You have to read about Elijah Kent Kane. But I didn't choose that one. I wanted to go with something different, a little bit off from what we've done so far. And so I chose 2 books. It's another 2 for night, 2 books about polar aviation. And the first one is The Ice Balloon, about Solomon Andre's expedition to try to reach the pole, 1897, I think, by balloon. And he set off with 2 companions, and things didn't really go well for him. But we are so lucky to have known what exactly happened on that expedition because of some diaries that were discovered and some glass negatives. And you really, really need to read this book. It is phenomenal. It's riveting. It's sad. It's beautiful. It's inspiring. It's so many things. And another thing that it is hard to put down. You'll be reading this and you will just want to know what happens next. Even though you might have a sense of how it all ends, it's still absolutely captivating. And when you're done, you can find somehow the movie online maybe. There's a movie that was made called The Flight of the Eagle, and that's Swedish, and it's got English subtitles, and I think it might have won the Best Foreign Film Oscar sometime in the 70s. In any case, you can follow that up, but it's a really great book. I highly, highly recommend this book. Just fascinating read, and quickly, hard to be beat by this wonderful book called Disaster at the Pole, which is about the flight of the Italia, an airship that went up and was trying to reach the pole, got caught in a windstorm, didn't make it, and they ended up doing a crash landing and living on the ice for some time in a tent and a makeshift structure. This story is also completely captivating, and it's not just captivating to read it now, but when this was actually going on the ice, people all over the world were following this story. It was one of the largest news events. Never before had so many people descended on Spitsbergen to cover the headlines that were coming out of this small island about this expedition and the rescue of the people on the ice. They knew that there were survivors because they had managed to get a radio to work, but they couldn't pinpoint them and they couldn't hear exactly where they were. It's very exciting. The end of it is super interesting. In any case, polar aviation is, we covered it a little bit with Two Against the Ice. But the airships and the balloon exploration really make for fascinating reading. And again, so for tonight, 2 books about getting to the North Pole by air, The Ice Balloon, so good, and Disaster at the Pole, another phenomenal book. Hey, this has been so fun for me as I've been stuck at home, and I have been spending a lot of time looking through my books. This has been a really great distraction to what's going on in the world. And reading these books is also not only a distraction, but a great way to go on a virtual adventure. I want to thank everybody who has watched this. And I want to hear what you think of these books. So let us know. Send us a message on Facebook. Let me know what you think of these books. And I can't wait to hear what books you have discovered and you think are your top 5 Arctic exploration books. Thanks so much.